Hey, thanks for joining me, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to the wild world of ultra-processed foods. Yeah, ultra-processed foods. They're like the D-list celebrities of the culinary scene. Famous for being famous and lacking any substance whatsoever. Yeah. When you're at the supermarket, you got to beware of their seductive marketing. These processed villains promise convenience, tastiness. It's like a fast food Casanova. Behind the flashy packaging, though, lies a nutritional nightmare. Fear not, my friends, because knowledge is power, and if the ingredient list reads like a science experiment gone wrong, better run. Run quickly. Let's band together. I think we should wage war on this ultra-processed food. Slap warning labels on those deceptive packaging, like a nagging mother-in-law warning about the consequences of your snacking habits. Remember, nothing beats a homemade meal made with love, right? Everybody loves a good sandwich. And what's even better than that is a homemade meal made with love, with bacon. Because bacon's like the secret sauce of life, turning ordinary dishes into a culinary masterpiece. Let's rise up against the tyranny of ultra-processed food, armed with knowledge, laughter, and maybe just a little bacon. Together, we can conquer these plastic-wrapped fake food nonsense and live happily ever after with a plate full of nutritious goodness and a smile on our faces. My name's Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show, the best censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. That's right. Welcome everyone to the show. It is May 17th. Apparently not all the digits on my chyrons are working properly, but I guess we'll deal with that. My name's Tom Coffee. This is the Coffee Nuance Show. We're streaming live on YouTube and Rumble, rumble.com/coffeenuance/live. Bookmark it. It's so easy to get to, and we will be having some cool new emojis there very soon. Very soon. So if you haven't signed up for Rumble yet, there's a link in the description. Sign up today. Why not? Right? But today we are talking about ultra-processed foods. So what's the difference, right? Nope. What is the difference? What's a UPF? Right, well, so unprocessed or minimally processed foods are like whole foods. And the vitamins and the nutrients, well, they're still intact. The food's all natural and it should be in its kind of natural state, right? These foods are minimally altered by removing inedible parts, drying, crushing, roasting, boiling, freezing, pasteurization, and it makes them suitable to store and safe to consume. So unprocessed or minimally processed foods would include carrots, apples, raw chicken, melon, raw unsalted nuts. So processing changes a food from its natural state. Processed foods are essentially made by adding salt, oil, sugar, and other crap. Yeah, other crap. Examples include like canned fish, canned veggies, fruit in syrup, freshly made breads. Many processed foods have 2 or 3 ingredients, okay? But some foods, and these are the dangerous ones that we're all addicted to, right, are highly processed. They're ultra-processed. They most likely have added ingredients such as sugar, salt, fat, artificial colors, artificial flavors. Ultra-processed foods are made mostly from substances extracted from food, such as fat, starches, sugars, hydrogenated fats. They also contain additives, artificial colors, flavors, stabilizers. And so examples of this would be like frozen meals, soft drinks, hot dogs, cold cuts, fast food, packaged cookies, cakes, and salty snacks. So, ultra-processed foods are the main source, nearly 58% of calories eaten in the U.S., and contribute almost 90% of the energy we get from added sugars. So that's where we're getting, that's why we're addicted to this stuff. It's all the added crap that they throw in there to make us addicted to it. To what? To it. Makes us addicted to it. That is what is happening with the ultra-processed foods. That's why they're so good, right? But there is this saying, you know, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And I would say that that's usually true. Anytime that something sounds too good to be true, it's usually too good to be true. And a lot of these processed foods, I'm going to say almost all of these ultra-processed foods, they're too good to be true. So what can you do to get off it? You can wean yourself off of it. The best strategy is just not to buy it. If you can make it through the grocery store without buying it, if you don't have it in your cupboard, then it's a lot harder to eat, right? So that's the first thing that you can do with that. But also learn to make some healthy stuff. It's not hard. It's not hard. I talked about this yesterday, and I just thought about it more. I think it's really important. That's why I tried to make it the top of the show today. Ultra-processed foods. That and, I don't know, sometimes a lot of the news, I don't just want to be negative about everything, so I'm skipping a lot of the Biden stuff today. Don't worry, I'll get back to it soon. But we got a great show for you today. As a reminder, in the after show, after I play the outro music, stick around because I'll be going through all the comments on all the comments. Here we go. Look at all these comments we got. Comments on YouTube, comments on Rumble. Be going through all of those. But in the show today, we got a couple good stories. So let's get to the first one. And this should come as a shock to not a single person. Ukraine's National Anti-Corruption Bureau and Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office have exposed a large-scale corruption scandal involving the Supreme Court of Ukraine. The head of the Supreme Court, Vyzvlado Knazvezet, I'm not even going to try his name. It's too hard. Anyway, he's been arrested for allegedly accepting $2.7 million bribe. The authorities have seized the bribe money during the raid on the judge's home and took it home for themselves. Just kidding. Additional judges may be implicated in the ongoing corruption probe. The case involves connections between businessman Konstantin Zavaho and an attorney group used for concealing criminal activities. Ukraine has been taking steps to address its corruption problem, which is a major issue in the country, I'll say. The scandal comes as Ukraine receives significant aid from the U.S. and negotiates reconstruction investment with BlackRock amidst the ongoing conflict with Russia. Well, how interesting. The most corrupt country in all of Europe has more corruption. What are the odds, right? Is that a coincidence? Yeah, so more corruption. These pictures were actually pictures taken, I think, at the guy's house. That was all spread out on his couch for the picture there. Well, you know, if you send the most corrupt country in Europe $100 billion, you know what? There's a chance. There might be some pilfering. There might be some bribing. There might be some nonsense going on. Again, this should shock absolutely no one at all. Just wanted to give you an update and just let you think that it is interesting that they get all this aid and now all the reconstruction's going to be done by BlackRock. Hmm. Interesting. I guess that's all. That's all I can say about that is very interesting. But let's get to something else. So a recent study found that chronic pain affects more adults than conditions like diabetes, depression, and even high blood pressure. Researchers stress the importance of early pain management. Another study estimated that over 51 million U.S. adults have chronic pain and nearly 7% have high-impact chronic pain. The research analyzed data from over 10,000 participants and revealed that chronic pain rates were higher than rates of diabetes, depression, high blood pressure. Although 2/3 of those with chronic pain still had it a year later, some people did recover. The study underscores the need for more effective pain management strategies. So, this was news to me, and if it was news to me, it may be news to you. I had no idea that there were so many people that suffer with chronic pain in this country, that it's actually more people than diabetes and high blood pressure and depression. Wow. That's a big deal. And I've been dealing with a little pain myself recently. I wouldn't say that it's chronic, but I've been dealing with some pain in my lower legs. I know some other people in my life have been dealing with a little pain. But wow. But the thing is, there are pain management strategies that you can do to alleviate that thing. One of them, right, physical therapy, different exercise that you can work on. Or maybe from yesterday's story, you can go do yoga and have a couple beers. Perhaps that would help with the pain management. Anyway, this struck me as very... I had no idea it was that big a deal in this country. And so if it shocked me, maybe it shocks you as well. So now you know. And it's a good idea that if you start having any pain, or if you know someone that has chronic pain, there are a lot of different strategies on dealing with it. So please check out all your options. Don't just think that you have to live with it. Check out many options, because we're all different, and different things work for different people. I can't stress that enough. So I think that's that. And speaking of things as we get older, dun dun dun. ABC is expanding its Bachelor franchise to include older participants in a new show called The Golden Bachelor. That's right. The show will feature a man and a group of women, all over 60 years old, looking for love. It'll air Monday nights after Dancing with the Stars as part of ABC's unscripted schedule. The idea of an older version of The Bachelor has been in the works for a few years, with casting calls released in 2020 and earlier this year. The show is produced by Warner Brothers, unscripted television, and it aims to tell a love story for the golden years. The median age of ABC's viewers is around 61, and a significant portion of the Bachelor audience is over 55 years of age. And so, yeah, that makes sense, right? I mean, we all like watching young, good-looking people, right? But sometimes we can... older people are looking for love too. And they can have cat fights on TV or whatever they do on The Bachelor. I don't know. I've never really watched it. But I know that it's a popular show and people really get into it. So I hope that that is something that we can look forward to. And I think it's kind of cool. We often talk about... you watch any live TV and you see the commercials and you're like, wow, boy, they sure do have representation in commercials recently, right? They have a lot of different people in all of the commercials and shows. But yeah, in dating shows, we should have some older people as well. Tell me, would you watch that? Or, do you watch The Bachelor? And if you do watch The Bachelor, would you watch The Golden Bachelor? I know this is pretty much just a promo for the show, I guess, is what I'm doing. But I think it's newsworthy. Would you check it out? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, let's get a little more good news. Regular physical activity, including aerobic and muscle strength exercises, can significantly reduce risk of death from the flu and pneumonia, according to a new study in British Journal of Sports Medicine. Meeting the recommended physical activity guidelines, which include 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity and regular muscle strengthening activities, can reduce the risk by 48%. Even engaging in any level of aerobic activity, even below the recommended amount, can lower the risk compared to being sedentary. However, excessive aerobic activity and muscle strengthening sessions may not provide additional benefits and could increase the risk. The study highlights the importance of physical activity in protecting against influenza and pneumonia-related deaths, and suggests that even small amounts of exercise can have health benefits. Now, I didn't know this. There's been a big push to get people to exercise. As someone that is a fitness professional, right? I have already taught 2 fitness classes this morning. It's something that I believe in. I believe that it is good for everyone's health to do these things. But I'd never heard that getting some exercise is going to help you with the flu and pneumonia. That's pretty good news. Now, this could just be some correlation, and it may not be, it's not set in stone yet. This is just a preliminary study. But I think that's good news. And it's one more reason to find an activity that you like, that you can get a little aerobic exercise in. So I think that's good news. Think that's good news? I don't know that this would change anyone to start exercising, just hearing this story, but perhaps the drip, drip, drip of hearing how beneficial it can be may have an impact. I don't know. But I know that it's changed my life. Exercise has changed my life for the better, and that's why I talk about it every now and again. I bring it up on the show because it's been so good to me. I just want to share that with everyone else. Anyway, that's all I got today. It was a real quick show, mainly because I just got out of politics for a day, just to give myself and everyone a break. I did see some news about an interview that someone did with a politician, and boy, it was not fair at all. So I might be talking about that tomorrow, but it just happened right before my show, so I haven't had enough time to watch the whole interview yet. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. Stick around the after show. I'll be going through your comments. It's beautiful here in Portland. The sun is shining. I hope it's nice where you are and you're able to get out, do something outside today. Have a beautiful day. I will see you mañana. Peace. There we go. What's up, Rumble folks? Rumble gang gang. Hashtag. Get that going. I do like the emojis on Rumble, and like I said, I am working on trying to come up with an exclusive emoji that we'll have on Rumble. So hopefully very soon I'll have that. But what's up, Apothecary John and Duggo42 checking in over on Rumble. I always appreciate your support. Let's see what's happening on the YouTubes. Lots of comments. Oh, kicking it off. We got the fire and the coffee in the chat. I always love that. Tiki masks. Miranda says, but they taste so good. That is one thing that I have noticed with processed food and ultra-processed food. I've tried to get off of all processed food myself. I've tried. And I have it rarely. But for the most part, I eat whole foods. And what I've noticed is that after a certain amount of time, the processed food tastes different to me now that I've been away from it for a while. And it does taste a lot sweeter than it used to. And I think if you give it a break for a couple of weeks and you try it, it will be shocking how different it may taste to you. To me, it does taste a whole lot sweeter. Any processed food just tastes sweeter to me now than when I was eating it more often. So, Apothecary John says, lacking any substance whatsoever, I hadn't realized my ex was processed food. That's a good one. I like that. Wow, I have dandelion greens, poke salad, and sprouted mung beans on the menu for lunch. Give me a cookie. Sounds like a good lunch, Natasha. I like that. Let's see. Lucid Moments of Reality showed up. What's up? Good to see you. I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button, lurkers. Yeah. You know, we don't have a whole lot of views, but, you know, if you made it this far, hit the like button. I appreciate that. And if you're not watching this live, you can still hit the like button and you can still leave a comment. I'd really appreciate that. Lets me know that you're real and you're not a bot, you know. Yeah, I bet Biden gets his 10% kickback first. Speaking of Ukraine, well, we don't have evidence of that, so we're not going to speculate on that, but wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. Lucid Moment says, I have chronic pain from an accident last year. It sucks. I am sorry to hear that, Lucid. That does suck. You know, it's interesting. Often we can't really appreciate what we have until it's gone, right? And I know that in certain times of my life where I got in a car accident or something like that, and I was really hurting, it made me appreciate all, you know, the entire rest of my life that I wasn't hurting like that. And we can kind of take it for granted until reality kind of slaps us in the face. So I'm sorry you're going through that. I hope that you can keep looking at different alternatives, alternative pain treatments, because there are so many different things, and some of them might just sound crazy. Give them a try anyway, because who knows? And one more piece of advice that I would give, that if you're trying something, be positive about it and don't be cynical about it. You know, I think often I'm a cynical person a lot of the time, but the placebo effect is real. So if you go into something expecting good results, you're actually going to have a better chance at getting those results just from your mindset, just from being open to it. So just keep that in mind. But I'm sorry you're dealing with that, Lucid. Best of luck with that. Lucid says, I do the beers. Well, you know, an issue with the beer. I love beer The problem is every beer is, 120, 140 calories. I can only do so many beers. They just, yeah, it is what it is. I think our definition of pain also includes discomfort in our medicated society. Even discomfort gets medicated. That's true for a lot of people. And we all have different pain tolerances as well. What may be painful to one person may not be for another person. We're all at different things. I don't know if it's my genetics or what. I have a really, really high pain tolerance level. And so anytime I feel pain, I know that it's something really serious, because most of the time I'll just muscle through it or whatever. So if it's hurting me, I know that it's a really big deal, and it's something that I need to look into, call the physical therapist or something like that. But we all have different levels of pain. And, if you have a lower tolerance for pain, it's still pain to you, right? It's still pain to you, and it's still something that you need to deal with. Let's see. What else is happening? This is one of my favorite shows. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. If I can't be the biggest show, maybe I can be the favorite show of a couple people. I don't watch those dating shows, but I like American Idol and Hell's Kitchen, says Miranda. Betty was great. Okay. I kind of like the singing shows. Those are kind of fun. I did see a real fun one on Netflix. It's all in Spanish, and it's called The Signing. La Firma, right? And it's only like maybe 8 or 10 episodes. But the idea is they're looking for the next Latin American pop star, reggaeton star, And they invite kids from Latin America. They're already musical artists, but they invite them to Miami, and there's like maybe 10 or 12 of them, I think. And each week they have to write a new song based on the theme. So one theme might write a song about where you're from, write a crossover song, that might have a few English words in it, things like that. So each week they're given a different challenge, and then they perform it live in a club in Miami in front of an audience with the judges there. And if you like American Idol, that kind of stuff, I really like it. You can put on the subtitles. But I think the entertainment is really good, and the singers were really good in that show. So that's my little recommendation, I guess, for the week. If you like the singing shows, I think it's good. It's in pharmaceuticals' best interest to push the medicate before pain. Certainly not denying pain can be severe and chronic. I just know many who worship medicine. That's true. And one of the things with medicine is once we're on it, a lot of times it affects our thinking, right? And then we don't realize how we've changed when we're on it, So you always got to be real careful when taking medicine. Doug doesn't watch TV either. That's cool. Gardening helped me feel better physically and emotionally as of late. Well, that's good to hear, Natasha. Gardening is great, and it's get out to there to be grounded with the earth, being around nature. I like that too. It's best to eat what you grow yourself. I agree. With pneumonia, it is important to move so the liquid in lungs moves. I'd never heard that before, but perhaps there's something to that. Interesting. I'd never heard that before. Turmeric is supposed to be good for pain, reduces inflammation, should be taken with pepper and fatty foods. Well, I like pepper and fatty foods, so there we go. Lowering dairy intake helps some with pain caused by inflammation. And that's the thing is, right, we really all are different. And I know that things that work for me don't necessarily work for my sisters, right? And I don't think we could be that different genetically, right? We're pretty. I've seen our my DNA, the DNA results, right? I couldn't be closer to anyone, I think, in history. And yet we react differently to different things. That's for sure. So we're all different. So just keep looking at different alternatives to those things. Remember the Mexican group Menudo. I do not think they were Mexican. I believe they were Puerto Rican. I believe was Menudo. As you know, Ricky Martin, when he was a kid at about 12 years old, I think was in Menudo. So yeah, they rotated the singers in and out as they aged. Indeed. So that's what we got. Anyway, that's what I got for you today, folks. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow with maybe a more intense news day than it was today. Just sometimes the news gets to me, and I just needed a break today. I just needed to. I just need a little break from it today, from the political stuff. I don't think it always needs to be political. But anyway, that's all I got for you today. Have a beautiful one, and I will see you mañana. Peace.